it's about jobs and occupations.
So, teacher Tom again, or my
Actor.
English class, or Matthew level. So
An
today
actor acts in a
we are going to learn about jobs and occupations. And you can see on the screen, it's starting with an actor's job. So jobs, when you complete your education, you will be earning money. You will be making baht. You will get paid for your work. Like your father, mother, uncle, everybody works. Someone has business. Somebody goes and works in a hospital. Somebody goes and works at an airport, like Suvarnabhumi Airport. My friend works at a Suvarnabhumi Airport. So he has a job at Suvarnabhumi Airport. My aunt works for a hospital. It's Samti Wage Hospital. She is a doctor. And similar, like your friends, your parents, your father, mother, brother, sister, they might have a job, occupations, OCCU, OCCU, occupations. So we'll start with an actor's job, actor, drama. So somebody works in a movie, he's an actor, she is an actor. So we are starting with different jobs and occupations. What you can become later after you complete your education. What are you good at? What did you learn in your education, training, internship? You go to a company, you learn certain job and you become an engineer, computer science engineer, an information technology expert. You might also become an astronaut, goes to space. You can be a pilot. You could be driving an airplane. You could be driving a fighter jet for Thailand Army. You could work for Thailand Army as a soldier. You defend your country's boundaries. You work for your country. So we'll start now. Let me start it.
play. Artist.
Art. I have an art.
An artist makes art.
Yeah, paintings, art, sculpture, wood carving.
Astronaut.
Astronaut. Rocket.
An astronaut explores space. Bus driver.
Driver.
A bus driver drives buses. Taxi driver. A taxi driver drives a taxi. Businessman. A businessman is good at dealing with business. Carpenter. A carpenter makes things from wood.
Did you notice all occupations, whatever you become one day, after maybe 5 years, 10 years, 3 years, you become maybe a carpenter, but you need basic education. You need to know how to take measurements. How do you measure length? How do you measure width? And you understand how a three-dimensional printer these days, it designs for you, and you cut the objects through a computer these days. The regular carpenter is a very small job. Now the technology has changed. Everything is becoming more technical, more advanced. Like you can see different dimensions on a computer. You can talk to an architect and he can design furniture for your living room, drawing room according to size. If it's a big living room, big driving room, like a big garage or big kitchen, they design according to size. A condominium like 32 square meters is a small size. So you need a small kitchen, small bedroom area, things like that. But education is the basic thing. If you are educated, it helps. And even if you do a basic carpenter's job, you need to know how many inches the length is, how many inches is the height, how many inches is the width, things like that. If you are a painter, you should know how much paint you need, how much paint you need for this whole room. You might need 2 liters. So again, inches, liters. What is the price? How much it's going to be? Mathematics is involved. Arithmetic. So education is the key. Whatever occupation you take later, whatever you become, you need to learn. If you become a doctor, you should know about like health, about your body, about your different systems. So science, if you study science very well and you have interest in like body sciences, you could become a doctor. You could become a pharmacist if you know body systems, what kind of a medicine one should take when you have certain problem. If you have a problem about your bone, about your like body structure, some weird problem, you study in advance. Like if your eyes are not working right, you study about eye in the school. And later in a medical college, you study about eye. In an eye hospital, you get trained. You become an intern. So your education starts right from school. Watson school teaches you something about science, and you can select to go to a medical college. If you know, if you are good, if you get good grades, good grading, if you get good grades, you get selected to become a doctor. If you are like not like real high, you are normal, you could become a pharmacist, you could become a nurse, you can become a paramedical officer, things like people who drive ambulances, the competent doctor inside. So this kind of occupation. Let's go ahead.
Cashier. A cashier takes in or gives out money. Coach. A coach trains a sports team.
Coach.
Computer programmer.
Computer programmer.
A computer programmer creates computer programs.
So you just heard about after becoming carpenter, you heard about what was the next
Takes in
occupation?
or gives out money.
Coach.
A coach trains a sports team.
Like if you know a sports really well, you can train kids, students, or big players to become an expert in that particular sports. if he's trying to play baseball, you could train a guy who knows Muay Thai, or he or she knows how to play good badminton. You can become a badminton coach. So these are not real super high level, like top of the line jobs. These are normal jobs. But I'm not saying you should not think about becoming one. I'm saying try for the best. Try whatever you can do best. The learning time, if you learn well, you can do really well and make like your parents proud. Like your father and mother will be very happy with you if you are good at studies, or if you are good at sports, or if you are really good at how to work on computer, you learn how to work, how you train yourself, your parents will be really happy, your family, your friends, your teacher will be really happy. So if you want to become a coach, you get trained, you're good at that sports, that game, and you end up being a coach.
Computer programmer. A computer programmer creates computer programs.
The sound of keyboard.
A computer programmer.
Who is a computer programmer? Every computer or a particular program has to have some codes. They are typewritten into the system, and your computer reads that program through different codes. So you learn codes. That's part of your like being a computer programmer job. Let's go ahead and understand more.
Creates computer programs. Chef. A chef prepares and cooks food. Baker. A baker makes bread and cakes. Waiter. A waiter serves people food and drink. Doctor. A doctor looks after people's health.
So do you know how to become a doctor? You're in school right now. You start taking interest in science. There is a subject called biology, chemistry, physics, like 3 subjects, and biology is the subject which is very much related to an occupation of a doctor. And then there are advanced fields like doctor of general medicine, doctor of bones, orthopedics, that's called orthopedics. Then there is a special branch which deals with children, young kids like you, and it is called pediatrics. So that is on advanced level. There are different branches, but basically to become a doctor, you need to develop your ability to learn about body science. You learn through chemistry what kind of medicine will work on different body system and how the body systems operate. For example, how your digestive system operate. The food you ingest, the food you take, how does it travel through your esophagus, food pipe, then it goes to your stomach. So things like that. Digestive system. Then you have your your brain related system, which is neurosciences. Your nerves think and travel through, the message travels from your brain to your hand. So that is a science. So you know about different body systems, you know about different medicines, you know more information on chemistry of different medicine. Then physics is involved about a lot of physical features like environment. How does sunlight provide you vitamin D for your body's bones? So things like that. So if you need to become a doctor, take more interest in science. Or if you like science, you might be becoming a doctor, you might be becoming an engineer, you might be becoming a pharmacist, you could be becoming a scientist who works in a laboratory to make things better. So science has most of the options.
Nurse. A nurse takes care of sick people. Electrician.
Did you hear about nurse? Nursing. Nursing is another field, very important field, and it's closely related to science again. They are trained to help patients in the hospital. They are helped to train. They're helped and they're trained for different areas as well. You'll find nurses who help surgeons, surgery guys who work in an operation theater to make a surgery. You will see a team of doctors and team of nurses. They are present there to help the big doctor, the surgeon, to perform the surgery, the operation. So nurse has a very important role to play. Electrician, the word comes from electricity, light. Light is like a very raw form of definition, but electricity, if you study physics, electricity is part of the physics. First you study physics, how the current flows, what is the meaning of voltage, how does big transformers work, how does the big school running on big electric power, bigger transformer, smaller transformer, its capacity. So electricity or field of like electrical engineering is correlated to physics. First you study some physics, then you do more study in Department of Electrical Engineering or diploma in electrical engineering. So diploma and degree. Diploma is like middle level, degree is more advanced. 4 years, 5 years, diploma 2 years, 6 months. So you could be a repair guy fixing electrical appliances. Like you want to fix this table lamp, you want to fix a washing machine. You can be a technician. Electrician, technician is like very close. Brother, electrician and technician, similar profession. But basically you're hooked up to technology.
An electrician repairs electrical equipment. Plumber. A plumber repairs water systems.
Look at the picture. You see a person holding a tool fixing water tap. So plumber deals with water supply of your house, small tools.
Or pipes. Engineer. An engineer designs and builds machines, systems or structures.
Structures.
Road worker. A road worker helps build and repair roads. Gardener. A gardener takes care of the plants in the garden.
So garden and gardener. Garden is a place like a, garden, and gardener is a noun. Like a person who handles garden, who really deals with plants, seeds, is called gardener. So he takes care of plants.
Farmer. A farmer runs a farm. Firefighter.
You understand firefighter? Two words, fire and fighting. The person who fights with fire, who tries to stop fire and damage is called firefighter. Now look at the picture. Firefighter.
A firefighter puts out fires. Hairdresser. A hairdresser cuts and shapes hair.
Hairdresser, two words, hairdresser. Cutting, cuts. Shapes, shape.
Judge. A judge is a person who judges and sentences people.
Judge is a person who is an expert of reviewing different cases. Like in a court, you go to a traffic court, and there is a person who is called judge in the court. He is going to listen to your excuse, and he will listen to the traffic policeman, traffic cop. He is going to ask you, why did you not stop at the red light? Then you have to answer, sir, you always address judge in a very respectful manner. So you tell, sir, I did not stop because the brakes on my car failed. I mean, it was an unexpected event. The brakes failed, so I could not stop. So judge can let you go. Judge won't fine you. Or if it's a genuine mistake, you can apologize. Sir, I made a mistake. I want to apologize. So things like that.
Lawyer. A lawyer defends people and gives legal advice.
Lawyer is another occupation. If you are very good at talking, arguing, logical explanation, you like to understand what is country's law about crime, about like traffic laws, or about social laws like Marriage Act, you can become an advocate. You can talk, so you become a lawyer. Lawyer, advocate, same words. It's an occupation again.
Lifeguard. A lifeguard protects swimmers from drowning. Mechanic. A mechanic repairs machines, especially car motors.
Mechanic helps with your problem about car, scooter, motorbike. It's an occupation where the person who handles is called mechanic. M-E-C-H-A-N-I-C, mechanic, mechanic, and he is the mechanic with a tool on his right hand.
Musician. A musician writes, sings, or plays music. Painter. A painter has the job to paint walls or houses. Photographer. A photographer takes photos.
Pictures, pictures, but photographers, they use good sophisticated cameras, not like cell phone cameras. These are not like real professional cameras. If you have an occupation, you are a photographer, you use good cameras.
Pilot. A pilot flies an airplane or a helicopter. Police officer. A police officer enforces law, investigates crimes, and makes arrests.
Investigation, you ask questions, you investigate the problem area, you investigate the crime scene, you make a lot of inquiry. So that is called investigation.
Reporter. A reporter tells people the news on radio or television. Cameraman. A cameraman uses a camera to film something. Secretary. A secretary's job is to arrange appointments, type letters, and organize meetings.
Okay, very popular job occupation. If you have a college level or high school level education, you are good in typing, you can speak a couple of languages, it helps. And then you can help your boss, your supervisor to make appointments, like business appointments, and you organize meetings, like in a big company like Toyota, Honda. The marketing team has a meeting tomorrow at 5 p.m. She will inform all marketing representative, marketing managers, and the general manager is going to take this meeting. So the super boss will sit with all marketing team tomorrow at 5 p.m. She will email to everyone. There's an email list. So she is organizing. She's organizing meeting. She's arranging the meeting. She will arrange the meeting room, big table where like 30 people can sit. Boss will sit on one corner and you will have like water bottles for quick water need. So secretary's job is different with different companies, different kind of businesses, and this is the normal job requirement. You should be able to talk nicely over the phone with good manners, and you should be able to type, and you should be attentive when the call comes. You, like if it's a business call, who do you really assist in taking a decision? It's secretary's job. secretary, secretary's job.
Hello. Security guard. A security guard's job is to guard a place. Singer. A singer is a performer who sings. Music, music is my life. Music, music.
So singer is a performer. She is performing on the stage. She is singing a song, present continuous, all the time. Is and ing.
Soccer player.
Soccer is an American word for football. Soccer player, football player.
A soccer player is a person who plays soccer.
Yeah. Scissors kick. Oh, head kick. Oh, header. Uses his head. Oh, kick with his foot.
Tailor.
Stitching,
A
tailor.
tailor makes clothes for others.
This field has a lot of good options for girls. You could be a designer, like fashion designer. You could be a merchandiser for a big export company. You could design clothes. You can prepare samples. You could show them to a foreign country's buyer like H&M or some other big clothing company, like some company based in France. France is popular for fashion, for a lot of fashion industry. So if you're very good at your hands management, you can stitch, you learn stitching, your eyes are good, you don't really struggle to read smaller stitches, so keep your eyes in good health. Don't do a lot of phone stuff, limited, keep your eyes healthy so that you can do work on stitching, clothes, cutting, measurements, size, figures, sketches. So eyes are really important. I want to communicate with you like this, that for any finer job or in any job, eye plays a very important role. So you should really be healthy. You should be in good health and with good vision. You should be able to see, look around, look finer measurements on screen or maybe on the sketches, on the clothing. So this field has more specialized job like merchandiser, designer, fashion designer, and more.
Teacher.
Teacher like me, or like a science
A
teacher,
teacher's
maths teacher.
job is to teach students about certain subjects. Flight attendant. A flight attendant helps passengers who are traveling in an airplane.
So the noise is about aircraft, and the lady dressed in purple with a beautiful hat is flight attendant. She's helping passengers, serving food. So with different airlines, you could become a flight attendant, like with Thai Airways, Japan Airlines, like that.
Train conductor. A train conductor collects money or tickets from passengers.
More than collecting money and tickets, it's a person who has big responsibility conducting the whole travel thing inside the train or outside the train.
Vet. A vet is an animal doctor.
So vet is an animal. He's an animal doctor. You deal with dogs, cat, small animals, big animals, cow, buffalo, things like that.
Scientist.
Scientist is a word which has come from science. So scientist who is a good academician, like who is good with academics, good knowledge about certain subject. He's a scientist with chemistry background. He's a scientist with physics background. She is a scientist with biology background. She is a scientist with aeronautical, aircraft, space aircraft, rockets, physics background.
A scientist does scientific research and many experiments.
Corona vaccine is coming after research. Research, you study, you experiment, you test it on different like patients, or before patients you test it on small animals like rats and stuff, and see how far that particular vaccine works, how could particular medicine work. So you could be a scientist in different field, like in physics, in chemistry, in pharmaceutical, that is medicine, pharmacy related field.
Dentist. A dentist looks after people's teeth.
Teeth.
Pharmacist.
Pharmacist.
A pharmacist prepares and sells drugs and medicines. Ballet dancer.
Antica pharmacy.
A ballet dancer is someone who dances in ballets. Delivery man.
Courier, postman, delivery man.
A delivery man delivers goods to customers. Postman. A postman delivers the mail to homes.
Home, house.
librarian.
Librarian.
A librarian is a person who works in a library. Sailor. A sailor is a person who works on a boat or ship. Magician. A magician is a performer who does tricks for entertainment.
So we don't have much education in the field of magician. Magician, we don't have many colleges to make you a magician, and you cannot be magician, you cannot have a formal education. You cannot go to a college to become a magician. So here I want to bring up another point. Some occupations are superb. When you look for an occupation, you think about your interest. If you are able to do that particular occupation good, you like it, you're good at it, from your inner self, if you like that particular field, you can become that particular area's expert. Like you become a scientist. If you're good at studies, you are good at analysis, you learn words quickly, you remember some information nicely, you can remember it and you can write it, you can analyze some information, you can have good occupations like in the field of computers, field of medicine, field of engineering, field of law, like lawyer. These are some areas where you can do very well. You have decent working environment, you have good money, top of the line money. Then you have a field which is not real top, but not really low, It's not superb, but it is not also very little. It's in the middle, like you become a pharmacist, you make more than average good money. But you have to have certain education. You have to be good in science. If you become a normal technician, computer technician in a field of hardware maintenance guy or hardware, if you work in a manufacturing plant, you earn average money. But if you are good in same field, like in computers, if you are good, you become a programmer, you become an information technology expert. Then there's also a new field, artificial intelligence. These are top of the line occupations. You make very well, you make very good money, you are respected, you have team to supervise, you can make your business go real fast. If you are a good marketing guy, if you are in like MBA, if you are a financial analyst, you can work for a bank. You make real good money. So these are top of the line. Then you have in the middle some occupations like you become a technician, if you're becoming a mechanic, profession like that. You will know after some time, after you study in the school, little bit of college, you will understand what job is top of the line, what job is middle, and where you stand, what is your liking, what is your interest, how did your family support you to study that kind of education. So you will know what is your field, what do you want to do. But if you really want to go high, you should learn, you should be interested to learn, you should listen well, You should be able to talk well, and you should be able to do good information analysis. Whatever you learn, you develop interest, and if you complete your education well, you get a good occupation, you get good money. But just like magician, it's not a full-time, real good occupation. You do it after certain stage. I have met some magicians who are normally in a different occupation. They are like engineers, they are like doctors, but they are still magicians. Some people do it as a hobby. Some people work for big drama companies, entertainment companies, but they have their main job as in a different field. So it could be a good part-time job. You should understand, full-time job, part-time job. Okay, so let's go ahead.
Optometrist.
Optometrist, eye.
An optometrist examines people's eyes. Architect. An architect designs buildings. Housekeeper. A housekeeper's job is to cook, clean, and look after
Middle
the
level
house.
job. Housekeeper's job is a middle level. You don't need much expertise.
Actor. Artist.
See different occupation in one glance, and we finish over here. Thank you very much, and try to understand what do you want to become and what do you want to do in the end.